All right. And we are live. The Last Word with Lord Cognito and Ebontis. Friday morning. What's going on, Ian? We got some special royalty in the bill. What's going on?
We got royalty coming in the building. And just to flip it up, I'm going to just bring her into this thing right now.
Ooh.
So we're going to start an introduction Ebontis style. So you guys are here for my inaugural. Stick with me here. Yeah, the debut of the introduction.
Let's go.
Welcome to The Last Word, episode 112. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, so let's get started. I'd like to introduce a lady who brings a positive energy to everything she does and is surrounded by an awesome community of lovelies. A guardian who fell in love with Destiny 2 after her first Vault of Glass raid, and will even serenade her stream while she sings along with her music. She always has a space in her backpack to help others experience new activities, and yet can low-man any challenge you throw at her with the best of them. Introducing the creator and host of the Zoe Twitch channel, a Titan main who knows punching is the only way, and is coming to us all the way from the United Kingdom. Some many hours ahead of us, but I'm not sure how many. Let's welcome Zoe to the campfire. Welcome, Zoe.
Hi. Making me blush a lot. Don't take compliments well.
He taking me out of work. That's how you bring them in, E. There you go. Ooh, how's it going?
Well, so happy to have you, Zoe. How you doing?
It's nice to be here. I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice. Good to have you by the campfire. Long overdue. So, what you been playing? Like, is it been strictly Destiny lately? Any other things get a chance to sneak in?
Yeah, I only stream Destiny at all, and then off stream we've been playing a little bit of Cards of Humanity. I don't know if that counts as a video game.
No, but that's definitely entertaining with the right group.
Yeah, with like me and my mods, and then a few others from Child Jumping. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Nice. E, you want to jump into some questions for the lovely guest?
Absolutely. So, Miss Zoe, just before we get into Destiny a little bit here, and I know I threw a little bit at you in the intro, but I wanted to let our mods get to know, our world get to know you a little bit, and just kind of wanted to see, like, when it comes to gaming itself. I know you're playing a lot of Disney and stuff, but what was like the first game you remember playing, kind of stuck with you, and what have been some like big favorite games that you played along the way before? We know Destiny is special for all of us, but we kind of like to know what was the path to Destiny.
I kind of tried video games throughout my, I suppose, teenage years. My grandparents got me a PS1, so I played Tomb Raider on that. I had Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't really think I played that too much though.
Nice.
And then I played on my brother's Xbox sometimes. I played GTA on that, Midtown Madness on that.
Wow, remember that?
I remember Midtown Madness.
I loved that game. You could just listen to music and drive around. It was great.
Yeah, it was one of those weirdly like
And on Xbox, you could have your own playlist too, so you could literally like listen to your own playlist while playing video games. So I suppose I always was meant to do something like this then. So yeah, I just enjoyed that.
Nice.
And then I played like other games along the way. Played a little bit of Call of Duty Black Ops. Didn't really get into it that much. I'd play like an hour here or there. It wasn't like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
I liked watching other people play story games. I know that sounds weird, but I never really like got into playing story games myself, but I didn't mind watching other people play them because it was like watching the story rather than having to do something.
It's like going to movie theater and watching Last of Us for like 40 hours.
Yeah. I get it.
And then I didn't really fall in love with video games and play them every day until Destiny. I don't like I was a typical I don't know if I want to say that actually. I was what a general woman would do in the UK, like go to work, come home, cook dinner.
A responsible woman.
Yeah, like watch soaps, like TV dramas. When I got in, I used to watch them every day, like in a row. There'd be like 4 I watched, and then I found Destiny, and literally I haven't watched live TV in like 4 or 5 years now.
Wow.
That's
so
cool.
what made you start? Like, what was it? First of all, who like kind of brought you to Destiny, and then what was the hook that made you stay in it?
Well, I kind of brought myself to Destiny. So when I bought the PlayStation for my ex, but like we were together when I bought it, but it was like a pre-order thing, and I broke up with him before it got delivered. So got myself a PS4.
There you go.
It came with Destiny.
This is awesome. This is awesome. Continue. This is awesome.
Be like, hey, you know that game? It's mine right here. See ya.
I am so much better than he is. I like, can't stand it. He wants in Destiny 1. So I played with a group of people, and his cousin actually happened to be part of our friend group. He was a really nice guy, so it didn't bother me or anything. I was just happy to hang out with whoever. So occasionally, like very super occasionally, like once every so often when I was still on PS4, he'd try and play with us. And then he just got so mad one time when I was trying to teach him how to do King's Fall raid. He like literally got so mad, and everybody was like, "You're gonna have to leave, bud." Like he just couldn't cope with me knowing what to do and him not knowing what to do. I haven't told that story ever, I don't think. That was really funny though. My D1 friends who I'm still friends with will remember that.
Nice.
Wow, the nerve of you, Zoe, showing him what to do in a raid. How dare you?
See, that's just an insecure man out there.
If you think about it, though, I didn't play video games really in the entire relationship with that person. Like, we'd play Worms to, like, who did the dishes and stuff. That was about it.
That's kind of awesome.
Rope races, if you win.
Oh my God,
you have to do the dishes.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I didn't play video games at all, so it was probably really weird for him to. And I just naturally seemed to be good at them and good at leading raids. I'd join raids and people didn't really speak up, and it'd all be messy. So I'd end up being like, right, come on, let's do this and that.
You took ownership of that. You were your like early Sherpa days.
You need a leader in a raid. If you don't have a leader, it falls apart. And sometimes you'll join groups and nobody just automatically takes that position. And then I kind of felt like I had to just to get it done. And that is like how I kind of started the Sherpa thing, and then just been doing that for years now.
Nice. So like again, like you started. So again, you said obviously you got the PS4 situation, which is awesome. You got started. Salute to that story. That's amazing. But I guess like looking over your history and stuff like that, you're talking about raids a lot. You're talking about history. So what was the raid that kind of got you in? Fix your face in.
So before I made friends with my main group of friends, I met a group of Dutch people, and only one of them spoke English, and they taught me how to do Vault of Glass. I learnt Links is left in Dutch and Richt is right.
Oh man,
that's kind of the call-outs I got.
You're raiding cross-language barriers. That's talent right there.
That was my first ever raid, but it still made me fall in love with it. And then I made friends with my main group of friends shortly after that. I'm not sure how I initially met them, but I was doing maybe LFG, and we were stuck on Crota for ages and ages. And different people came in and out. I I met my group of friends through doing that. And then I stayed friends with them for the rest of the time.
That's awesome. Yeah, so a shout to the chat. They listening to this, the greatness stories, a Vault of Glass. We just like to hear you speak so glowingly of this raid.
I gotta ask, is Vault of Glass your favorite, or just first, or both?
You don't want to accept it.
It kind of gets my favorite spot just from the nostalgia and the fact that it made me fall in love with the game and get to where I am now, essentially. I actually got 4th in the world for Vault of Glass Challenge Mode too.
Wow.
Pretty cool. So that's a pretty cool memory from that.
We got a gamer here on stream, Dan.
Oh, this is hardcore. This is hardcore talk right here.
Full-time gamer.
Oh, yeah.
What I was going to say. You can't compliment me. It makes my mind go blank.
Sorry. We apologize.
You better get ready for more.
Yeah, it's more quick. Because you had asked her in reference to Vault, right? That was you had set up. You did a setup.
Yeah, I know what I was going to say now. It's Wrath of the Machine's probably my favorite. If it was just based on no memories, Wrath of the Machine.
Why
I was going to say go with that first.
The bit where you're going along the bridge, I love that part.
Oh, siege engine!
And I like the boss fight too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely. A lot of fun mechanics. Very rewarding raid. There's a lot.
Drinker, do it on the legs.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Kind of got that back now.
Yeah, we have. It's great. I've been really enjoying this new sword.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very funny. In chat, we've got Crota's in, King's Fall, you just invented Vogue and Wrath. All D1 raids. Not
That is
one
true.
D2 mention. So I'm actually curious, like, so what's your favorite D2? But it seems like most people in chat, and like with you as well, are putting D1 above D2. What do you think D2 raids are missing as well? Just out of curiosity.
Last Wish is probably my favorite D2 raid.
Ooh.
And I think D1 just gets the nostalgia factor that ruins it for D2. Maybe in like the future we'll look back and think, because they are amazing raids in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that always happens, but I think it's the nostalgia, and we haven't done them for so long. I think a lot of people would love to go back and like have a day where they did them all.
I was like, I would wait till like spring, maybe summer. We'll talk about why some of that might have dates shifted. But yeah, I was like, I'm guessing Vault of Glass will be coming about sometime in the spring. We'll see. So everyone will get a chance to experience it again in 60 frames.
Absolutely. The way
That it's the most exciting thing for me, like that we're gonna get to do D1 raids on PC. A lot of people are like, "Oh, we don't like reskinned content, blah blah blah." I'm like, but we've never done this on PC ever. Please, I want to. Yes,
that is true.
It's gonna be gorgeous, especially with like HDR and just like start going full resolution. Be like, oh,
oh yeah, that's gonna be glorious. There's no question.
Forte over here in chat with the odd man out. I love Crown of Sorrow the most by far. I don't think I've ever heard that, even in the stuff I've been doing recently, like working on all the old raids.
Yeah, he's probably just talking about recently. I think Forte, if I remember, I'm gonna say he's a Wrath also guy. I know he's not a Vault guy. That I know. I know he's a Wrath. I think I'm gonna say Wrath if I remember.
Yeah, I'm a King's Fall, so I've got mine there.
Kingfall, yeah, that's a raid.
It's a raid.
Right.
It's a big raid.
Big raid. Do miss it. That's what's up. Very cool.
I wanted to I was going to ask you too. It's like, so a lot of what I'll see you do is like raid carries and dungeon carries and explanations, and you're helpful. And I kind of wanted to get a little more on the story about the one where you got the helping that couple for their platinum. Just wanted to get like the full details of how you set that up, like basically how you ended up almost doing the whole thing yourself. Just a little detail about that one.
Well, at that point, that's kind of what I was doing to help people. It was like something that not many people were doing help for, just people off LFG, like PS4 LFG mainly. I'd help. And this person messaged me, asked, and I was like, yeah, sure. It was a couple. And so what I'd do, I wouldn't do it fully solo. So they'd help me at some points. So I'd do the first part. I'd go on my hunter solo, going through the lamps. Sometimes it takes me ages to think of words that are so easy to think of. To go through the lamps. Then I'd get one of them to run across the bridge, and one of them to go up top with me on the bridge part, and then they'd help me do the witches part. That's just killing stuff. And then at the end they'd just fire some rockets and I'd sword the boss. It was just the keeping them safe as much as possible and doing as much of the work as I could, so they'd stay alive.
Nice.
And get the flawless, because that was a lot of people's last achievement, platinum Destiny.
Yeah.
On PS4 back then, so it was just like a cool thing to help people do.
Absolutely.
And it's just really memorable for me because like they were literally screaming at the end. They were so happy.
Oh, that's
I think that's what made me literally fall in love with helping people. The reactions you get from some people are amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like I always tell people, like when you do a raid, it's literally a bonding experience with those people. And whether it be one of the first times you beat it or just someone who's never beaten it, like you said, that joy that they get, right? That they've accomplished it, and it's so cool. It's definitely something that's hard to replicate. What I was going to ask you is about the low man challenges. Like this is something you do. Like you are like a 1 or 2 person specialist of 6-man raid encounters. Like, how did this whole thing start? Like, with you doing that, like beating them up with less than the required 6 guardians?
I suppose I just wanted to prove that I was decent.
far beyond decent, it sounds like.
That's beyond decent, yes.
Just, I don't know, it's a reason I stopped using cam and stuff like that too. It's like sometimes I just want people to notice my gameplay and not just like that I'm a girl or that I'm nice and all that. That's great, but like hi, I'm actually all right at this. Look.
Check me out. Yeah, that is impressive. What was the first like low low person raid you did?
Well, I suppose Crota without really knowing that that's what I was doing because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know about low man challenges in D1,
Mm-hmm.
so I was just kind of doing things to help people. I wasn't really doing it for because it was a low man. I didn't realize, to be honest.
Right.
But then I'd seen a lot of people do 2-mans like Callus and Argos, and they're both pretty easy. So I was playing with Fami a lot of the time. He's like an insane gamer out of Redeem.
Yep.
And went and just knocked both of those out first try. So that was pretty fun.
Wow. Nice.
And I don't know. I've always, part of helping people do raids is you kind of sometimes have to do their job for them. And I noticed I was decent at it. Like I could do my job and somebody else's as well. So it just kind of goes from that wanting to be challenged as well in gameplay. And it just feels good to be able to do it, I suppose.
Nice.
So what's been the hardest to like low person raid?
I'd say Insurrection Prime is hardest, just to the point that you have to learn it like it's the back of your hand. You literally have to learn it so well that you're not thinking about the actions that you're taking. You just do them because it's become muscle memory. You know it so well. Like you could do it with your eyes closed. That's what you've got to get to that point to be able to do it. It's hard. I'd say my favorite was probably Crown because me and Frank 2-manned the whole raid, not just the boss.
Wow.
Damn.
So that was fun. We literally did that from start to finish. There was some cool little tricks at the phase 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say with the little.
So you had to get good RNG. We didn't flawless it. You had to get good RNG on that phase. So we'd wipe a few times, and when we got the things to come in the right place, I jumped up on Warlock, put my arms through the Warlock with Chaos Reach to kill the third ogre to open the third wall to do
What?
DPS.
Wow.
So that was a pretty cool trick.
Serious. Nice. Wow, that is super impressive. Like I like how she's so casual about just
just
2 minutes.
this,
Just and then all I did was the Chaos Reach. And
if you have somebody who's willing to teach you, I think most decent players could do it if they practiced enough. Like I just practice a lot.
That's awesome. Like tremendous dedication. Just like I said, just love. Like you made a good point. Definitely in reference to when you're helping people. It's like you said. I have a person in my clan who's like that. Sinister, where it's like he knows he has an idea of like who's struggling. So then he starts to develop that multitasking where you're able to all do your job and then also kind of take someone else's job if they're struggling. So it does make sense based on what you're saying. You keep playing and you practice his muscle memory. And then after a while, you get to get all these mechanics in your head. That's still awesome. 2 people rate. Wow. Super impressive.
I think it helps with Sherpas and with low man things that my brain automatically goes to how can I fix this if something's going wrong. So just like that natural thought process kind of led me into doing these things because that's what I was kind of doing anyway.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I got one more question for ladies over here. Now, Crucible, I came across a very humorous clip of yours where some people were not playing within the rules. And you were not happy to the point where you had actually went to look at this person's like KD and skills and stuff like that, and you saw that how terrible they actually were to expose them that they were literally using hacks and stuff like that. Please tell me about like these experiences. Or do you experience this kind of stuff a lot in a PC Crucible?
Not so much in general Crucible. I wouldn't say I'm the best PvP player, so I can't always tell if someone's just good or if they're cheating. And I hate the fact that we're at the point where if someone's good, you assume they're cheating, which is kind of bad. But obviously, when you can see stats of somebody who's like a 0.5 and they're getting like 5 KD for that week, there's clearly something going on there.
Recov.
Well, you can tell that too because you can just check the amount of games. Generally, if it's a recov, they'll play like 7 to 14 games max on that account. If you're looking at like 100 games and they're still on a 5 KD, there's something going on there.
I just love the disgust in your voice when you expose the person. I was dying. I was like, oh, she's hilarious. Absolutely funny.
I'm very sarcastic, so
yes.
She laid it
some
on
people
real
don't
thick.
get it. I can't help it.
She's like, look at this. She's like, look at this game. There's no way. It was classic stuff, man. Glad you got the chat live. What's up, Cat Daddy? What's going on?
Yeah, final one for me. I wanted to ask. So we had 3 dungeons so far, and you've obviously soloed them all. What has been your favorite dungeon so far?
Ooh.
Shattered Throne was my favorite solo.
Wow.
My solo flawless of that was like really fun and pretty good because I managed to do it in 30 minutes. I didn't realize when I started it how little time there was before downtime before the start of this season.
Oh.
And like it gets to like there's 20 minutes left and I'm just before the ogre. That's like it's downtime in like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh crap, and I literally just zoomed through the whole thing. It was crazy.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I did it at least double that when I did mine. So
Well, I did when I did my original
just gonna
solo.
go ahead
It was
and,
probably took me ages, but like I don't know. It just everything went perfect from the moment somebody told me that there was only like 20 minutes left. I was like, right, that's it. That we're doing it right now.
kind of like you
everything
almost
went
had like
right.
nothing to lose, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
super.
That's awesome.
If you've seen it, I make some dangerous moves just to keep going. Like when I was trying to do the solo flawless in general, I'd slow down and kill all the ads on the when you go in, the travel part up after the ogre. I just ran past all that crap, throwing myself heal nades. Literally just ran past it all.
That's awesome.
Salute.
Like, I don't care about you. Heal. Go.
I'm out. Heal. Let's
go.
Nice. I ain't mad at it.
Damn, 30 minutes is legit. That's no joke. Even for just trying, like, even with a group, I've seen people take so much longer. That's
Yo, shout out to Lurk Cat. He said 30 minutes. It takes me that long just to decide what boots to equip.
this game and gear.
Oh yeah.
Well, Zoe, we are so happy to have you with us, joining us from over there across the pond. And nothing really major happened yesterday for the world of Destiny, right?
Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing too much to talk about. No, in all seriousness, though, they dropped kind of a big bomb. So we got the news, and it's been, I think, mostly from what I've seen on Twitter, received reasonably. There's some cynical people, but Beyond Light has been delayed to November 10th. So what is that? It's about 6 weeks, right? Roughly from what it was, September 22nd to November 10th. So they said, little one from Deej, of course. He had to put his signature on this one. As the first chapter in a new trilogy of expansions, Beyond Light is the beginning of a new era of Destiny 2. We have a powerful story to tell and incredible new features that we are really excited for players to experience. As always, our goal is to make the coolest, most entertaining expansion we can possibly for our fans. To that end, we are doing what's best for the game and moving the launch date. Past few months have been a challenge and will continue during this pandemic. We've learned to create together in a new way, but having to work apart from one another. Despite these hurdles, we're still committed to the same level of quality that our fans expect. Over the coming weeks, we'll be unveiling more of what we're working on for Beyond Light and what also it means for Season of Arrivals, which now will extend to November 10th. Beyond Light sets the stage for an incredible future in Destiny 2, and though it's coming later than we originally anticipated, we're excited to continue that journey with you this November. So Zoe, I just kind of wanted to get your kind of real reactions, how you've been thinking about this one, just your thoughts on it so far.
About the moving the date.
Yep.
I don't care at all, to be honest. Like there's so much to do right now. Them bringing up all the raids means I've got an insane amount of people wanting raid helps to do all those raid things to get all the triumphs, and not only to get all the triumphs, there's an insane amount of people who need anarchy. There's an insane amount of people who need Taraba. I'm literally could not be busier right now. I'm like, yeah, give me a bit longer, thanks.
You're like, what? My streams are blowing up constantly? Sure, do more of that.
yeah, sure. Literally. It's true, though. It literally is. It's true for everybody right now. It's insane.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Well, you seem pretty much on board. Cognito, thoughts?
Yeah.
Saw your tweet yesterday, so I figured I'd just, crack open the can of worms and see what was going to come out of there for you.
Look, this is just pure selfishness. As far as the studio itself and needing more time, all that, I'm always going to be for a delay, right? I'm always going to be pro studio when it comes to a quality title that's about to come out and I'm anticipating. So, look, would this have happened under Activision? Probably not. So this is something last year I know only delayed, but I think with Shadowkeep, right? Shadow Keep. How long was Shadow Keep, if you remember?
It was like 3-week delay, maybe. It wasn't big. Yeah, it was maybe half of this, I think.
I think, yeah, for me, this... Go ahead, Zoe.
Do you think if they were working from home that this would have happened, though? If they were
just,
at the studio,
I was just about to say.
This might not have happened.
That was literally my next point, because I said, look, at first, I was like, dang, so long, November, damn, so I was a little emotional. But then, when you really look at it logistically, right, we're in a pandemic, people can't go in to the office, the studio. And I've heard, I've had a lot of developers on Ireland's podcast, and they have said, that some of the hardest things to do is like mocap and music with orchestras, things that involve coming in and a congregation of people to create. So they've got to get creative, right? They've got to get creative to try to get these things done. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you got to be respectful and understand. I think you know what it is? I know what my major disappointment is. It really isn't the fact that it's delayed. It's when it's delayed. Because for me as a gamer, this is pure selfishness now. Trust me, I understand Bungie and I respect the decision. I'm just talking about for me as a gamer, November's rough.
November is rough.
Woo! Like I think we got like Cyberpunk and then we got, Valhalla, 2 new consoles.
Halo.
So I'm like, Halo may possibly,
probably.
It's
maybe.
Maybe sort of. It's tough.
Everything's getting delayed. Never mind. That's coming next year.
Everything is literally in that window. And then the other thing is, last word we did, I had took that week off in the old date of work.
Well, now you can untake that week off and move it.
Oh, I got to see if I could do it, man. But
look, come on, you got this much time, and it's not a holiday. You're still good. There'd be like November 10th.
Thank you for just explaining that you can just do this so easily.
No problem. Yeah.
Thanks. I'll just bring you into work.
There you go. I'll take care of your job. I'll take care of my job. You make my videos. It works totally fine. Yeah. And you kickbox for me. You kickbox for me.
You're doing intros now, so clearly I can take over videos.
I'll let you handle the audio and video editing on my end. You got that? Just trade roles for a couple of weeks. It's fine.
Sip. Cake. I'm just joking. But now, all seriousness, look, it's we have to be empathetic to the situation. I was hoping it was October, but I got a deal. We got a deal. It's just a lot of stuff coming out. So E, what do you think?
For me, obviously it's like I want them to make the game that they want to be proud of putting out. They don't have Activision saying hit this date and it gets maybe shortened, cut, whatever it is. And as you said, we're in the middle of a pandemic. This entire country sucks at handling a pandemic, apparently.
Clearly.
Just gonna say it. So we don't know the timing of things. I mean, the fact that we're getting any games this year at all, like I just booted up Ghost of Tsushima yesterday, and I'm just happy to be able, just the fact that some games are coming out in the middle of all this. Like movies, the movie theater seems like a notion that I'm not going to be going to until 2021, and I'm sitting here in July.
Yeah.
That's like, I know there's supposed to be movies like Top Gun and the next James Bond, like coming out over like in holiday time frame. And I'm kind of going, I don't know, maybe not. Yeah. We'll have to see how things go. If we can get our act together over here, maybe. I'm sure the rest of the world will figure it out far before us. But so that's all going on. Bungie's been working from home since like February because they were one of the first ones to shut down as well. So I'm like, I totally get it because, as you said, orchestra, mocap, just walking down the hall, asking somebody something, be like, well, I got to schedule this Zoom meeting and then talk to them. It's like nothing goes fast anymore. There's no way. So I totally understand that. But yeah, I think one of the biggest ones is, as you said, in November, but it's the proximity, which is, we'll see how long this lasts, but it's the proximity to Cyberpunk. Because like there's years where games, Last of Us, Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption 2, there's certain ones that people will like move away from. And when Cyberpunk got moved to like November, I was like, sweet, I get like a solid 6-7 weeks with Destiny, then I can jump into Cyberpunk, and now it's 9 days away, and I'm like, oh crap. Because I really want to play Cyberpunk. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, it looks like really, really cool. Now, granted, that game has just as much chance to be delayed again.
Yes.
Just because it's so grand in scope. So maybe that one will get delayed and all my prayers will be answered. But I will actually say though, like this season, like I'm looking forward to doing the raids, like working on the solo dungeon. Probably help some people with that. Not nearly as many as Zoe because she's crushing the help. That's
oh yeah, she's doing.
She's just like, all right, next raid. Just pull your ticket. You go next. But I will say, like, there's been like a couple games coming out over the summer that I wanted to play. Like Ghost just came out. Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn comes out August 7th. I still haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Death Stranding just came out as well. Like, there's 4 pretty big games, and I'm like, I just got more time to play them too. So, honestly, for me, I was like, outside of Cyberpunk being that one caveat that it's close to, and it's just so big, that's where I worry about.
Huge. And I'm listen, I like Halo.
Oh,
listen, nothing's gonna stop me from playing that. But that's tough with those 3. I'm just hoping that the other 2, somebody blinks. Please move your release date so I can actually have a life.
Well, I think Halo is going to be very tied to Xbox, and I can't imagine the amount of pressure that 343 has on them right now, being like, yeah, you are coming with the console, hell or high water.
Yeah, Halo's coming with that console, I think.
But I could honestly see Cyber January, February, like take that winter spot, just because not for them to move, because when they come out, people are going to play it. But honestly, I could imagine their development still taking a little longer than they think, as big as that game is.
True, and I really hope so. The only issue they have is they have now delayed that game twice. So to delay it a third time, that marketing wise, that's a tough one. Because they just told their base, look, we need more polish, we need this. And that would be number 3. Number 3 delays.
Yeah. I mean, and again, maybe it won't happen, but I mean, you have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Halo, consoles, Destiny, Cyberpunk in the same month. Watch Dogs Legion is within 30 days of all of this. Like there's a lot. So to let Destiny have its time to shine and not 9 days from Cyberpunk, it's just me being a little hopeful because I want Destiny to have its time to breathe.
That's the thing.
That's the big thing I want.
And that's the part that hurt, because it was like, man, if it was any, like, even if it was any way it could come like October, at least you got that little window to mess around with. But it's like, yeah, it's a tough one. Zoe's not phased. She's like, I'm just looking at Destiny. She's looking at her.
I literally am just sat here thinking, well, I'm just going to play Destiny. So it don't make a difference to me.
She's a Destiny fan, and she's like, I got people to carry through raids for the next 3 months. So I was like, I got a full schedule. I'm good with either way.
She's like Cyberpunk, Schmiberpunk. She was like,
if it looks good and I see other people playing it, I might play it in my spare time, but I'll still be playing Destiny every single day. So
Ooh, dedication. I respect it. Nice. I respect it. No doubt. It's going to be November. 2 consoles, E.
Oh, I know.
Bruh. This is going to get spooky. Very,
well,
very
I got a
spooky.
PC, so I'm good on the Microsoft stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, honestly, PS5, I got to wait and see. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to jump on either at the start.
What's this? E is not getting a PS5 at launch.
I mean, I'd like to.
Lord of PlayStation.
Can I roll my eyes any harder in the back of my head?
This is a development, so we have to break this down. Really? Do tell why
it will depend on like timing and pricing and stuff like that, just the way things are going. And if there's honestly, it just kind of depends what's coming at first and how busy we are with Beyond Light, basically.
Oh, interesting.
Well, it's not going to be an Xbox, so it's going to be a PlayStation at some point.
Well, you're getting Microsoft don't care. You're just buying the
right.
game.
I'm just playing their games.
They want you in the ecosystem. They don't care about. But Lord Sony himself.
I mean, I would like to, honestly. I just got to see. I really actually want to, but I just got to see how it goes. Sadly, I know I'll probably get the one with the disc too.
Yeah,
so
Mr. NVMe. This is him. This is
SSD
I know.
King. Yeah. Fine, I'll get it just to shut you up.
Don't let me pressure.
I'm still waiting for those pre-order days. Be like, all right, fine. I'm just gonna send you my phone pre-order. Be like, here, you happy? No, honestly, I'm extremely excited about the console to see what it will do. Miles Morales looks awesome. Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West looks gorgeous. So I really can't wait for that one. The other side of it, though, I'm very curious about like Nvidia's new graphics cards. Like if there's a 3080 Ti that might like drop sometime in like September, October, that might take priority.
In the bushes. Wow.
3080 Ti might win.
Well, okay, fair. I'm learning.
I'm gonna be playing some PlayStation games. I just got to see exactly
Not enough
when.
At launch for E. We heard it here first at the last word. I'll clip that one. I'm just joking. It's all good. But no, look, it is what it is. Obviously, like I said, the news came out. They got ahead of it, bracing us for it now. And you just want them to make, we want them to make the best version of Destiny they can make. So, kudos, to them to have that, working under these new conditions. This is the new normal, y'all. Like, I really do feel that. Like, a lot of studios are going to be in this predicament. From this point on, we still don't have any particular light at the end of the tunnel just yet with the whole pandemic.
This country, at least.
Yeah, this country here, So studios are going to have to adjust. And it's tough. Video game, the process of creating video games really involves collaboration and coming together. And work from home, you've got to get creative. So salute to them, and hopefully, like I said, they reach that time frame.
So we also got news in TWAB, which dropped like much earlier in the day than ever before. We got news about the calendar getting a bit of an update.
Yes.
So not a ton per se, but we know Season of Arrivals goes through November 10th. Zoe's going to be running people through raids till November 10th. And then she's going to go knock out Deep Zone Crypt and then get back to running people through raids. But I wanted to ask you guys what you thought, because we've had the Exodus missions. We know there's another side of that with evacuation. Sorry, spoilers. We have Solstice of Heroes, which the dates actually haven't changed for. Kind of surprised a little bit about that. And then we've got Festival of Lost in here. So I'm going to go through piece by piece. So we've got evacuation as the other half of Exodus. I wanted to see when you guys think that's going to happen, because that still feels like what would be kind of the culmination ending of the season. But now that's so much farther away. Do you still see that as being like an end of a season quest piece where that exotic's still going to be right towards the end of the season and say like late October? Or do you think they'll drop it sooner and just kind of deal with the delay differently?
What do you think, Zoe?
If it's supposed to be for the end of season, they'll probably leave it till the end of season.
Yeah, possible.
What do you think?
Like this is a weird scenario, bro. I'm messed up because the delay. I guess this is the first time like this season's Arrivals now has just got this tremendous extension now.
Oh yeah, it's longest. It was already a long season. Now it's the longest season ever.
Yeah,
like 21 weeks or something.
Yeah. So now it's just like this is a very unique situation for this length of time for a season. So now it's just like I want to know, like, you know what it is? This is the thing that I'm gonna say concerned, but I want to know how they handle the way seasons have been so far. Has literally been this kind of almost like a time gate. This happens, and then everything is supposed to systematically lead into the next. Like, you now have to shuffle. You now have to add things to buffer, and I gotta see how they're gonna do it, man. And it's one of those things that selfishly, we started off talking about how amazing this season was, right? Season of Arrival was amazing, and I know they had everything lined up, but now 2 months you've got to put in. I don't envy them. Like that's a tough thing. 2 months. So yeah, I will say this. It's not gonna be popular. Looking at that calendar. 2 months. The end. I mean, they did say they're gonna be some secret stuff, but Festival of the Lost don't warm my heart that much.
Nah, I said that in my video yesterday. I was like, you better temper your expectations for that one.
Festival of the Lost does not get the blood pumping for me. So I'm just like, again, I'm being, understanding. Like, it's probably all they can do. We'll read about it. Iron Mariners, other things they could do. But it's like, what really could you do to stretch this for 2 months? Whew. What you thinking, eh?
For me, my curiosity for the end of the season. So we have 4 planets. The way we handled Exodus first was all 4 in the same day. You're like, okay, here's this. Go do a strike. Go do these things. Go do your weeklies. Cool. Go to Mars. Go to Mercury. Go to Io. Like you knocked out all 4 in a day. Do they start doing 1 a week on the Exodus mission? Like towards the end of the season during Festival of Lost, hey, here's first planet, evacuation, pack up all your stuff, get out of here, do what you're going to do. Okay, next week, go do the same thing. But the other thing I'm looking at here on the calendar is like the interference mission. We get our 1 piece of lore per week, and it was like 14, and there was like 15 weeks. So it's like, how was it all going to come? Now is there like 6 weeks of dead air type? Is it 6 weeks of reruns in your favorite TV show before we get to the new season? Like,
I mean, when you do speak to her, right? You get the old ones if you keep pressing.
You can go back to all of them, but if we get all 15, I will say people are going to have some. Zoe, what is your season pass out right now? I'm curious, as much as you play.
I don't know. Over 100.
Yeah, I was going to say, but as much as some people play, especially with 6 more weeks, this could be some of the highest season passes we've probably ever seen. I can bet you that. People will be like, I'm 1100, and be like, yeah, it's like I'm 1120. Keep coming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't envy them to be in this kind of position. It's got to be tough as a studio to try to endure that. And we'll get into it when really like they've got some things that they want to talk about. But the only thing I can think of if they've got to literally time gate stuff that was supposed to happen, at a later time. So maybe in your case with those weekly missions, we don't get the interferences consecutively, and those like maybe get split and then stretched towards the end. Basically, this is where I'm at with it. It's sad because we were kind of building this thing, the arrivals versus opulence thing. This was a nice little, like this thing was on par, and it's not over, but this thing was on par to be the best individual season I felt of Destiny since seasons were created, right? With the prior champion being opulence. Now it's in jeopardy, man. It's in jeopardy.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Why is it in jeopardy? Is the content itself going to change?
Yes.
No.
Because it's not going to be delivered in the way necessarily.
No, the content is not going to change. The timing of said content will change. There's a difference. I'm saying, this is the point where you're like, if you take this season on a normal timeline, if they didn't have the delay, that's one of those things. Like, you got to give them like a grain of salt when it comes to some of this stuff for pandemic development, new expansion delay. When you go rank it later on, be like, opulence is number 1 because this thing had this delay and it just felt too long in the tooth. Like, is that what are you worried about these like last 6 weeks just like dragging your feet across the finish line? Not getting the big climax you're going for?
Yeah, because again, if they had this thing, again, this is my opinion looking outside in, they could prove me wrong and knock this thing out the park with the newest adjustments. My biggest fear is the way seasons are set. Every week of the season, generally there's a theme that's a progression towards the end game of transitioning into the next. So when you tell someone, yo, 2 months, it's not 2 weeks, 2 months, right? We know damn well we're going to get a few Iron Banners, right? We already see Festival of the Lost in there, right? I mean, look, it is what it is. Now, again, based on prior experience, these tend to be filler. When seasons were bad, these tend to be filler kind of content to stretch out, right? Based on the contact and the interference missions, which seem to be, set up, I would assume, again, I'm assuming, that things got to be stopped and stretched. And if that's the case, the quality, in my opinion, has to go down on some level. I would love to be wrong, and I could be proven wrong. But I think now part of me feels that it gets taken out of the discussion of best based on these unfortunate events. That's just where my mindset is right now. And
it's gonna leave a bad taste in your mouth because they had to delay a future season. So if this content was in its normal timing, you won't be able to like take it out because we're like, yeah, I sat here for like 6 weeks waiting on the next one. I was bored.
It's not their fault. I'm not mad. Like it's just the competitive. Like the way this thing was building, I was like, man, this is on point to be the greatest season of Destiny in seasons format, not expansion. Right? That's all. It was just a fun little game we were doing in competition. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, so far, it's still good. I mean, shout out to Hampton. Opulence is going to be better this season because of just having a raid that's not including Menagerie. I disagree, man. I think, look, Crown is Crown. I'm not taking nothing. Prophecy is Prophecy. I just thought it was going to be a nice ribbon, on the
honestly,
day.
I enjoy Prophecy more than Crown. I would put that dungeon over Crown. Crown isn't bad, but I would just say like Prophecy itself as a dungeon. The more I've been bashing my head against it. Not as good as Zoe. Go ahead and throw that out there. Yeah. She's awesome. She was done in 30 minutes. Yes. But like even that, just the experience, the mechanics, a little frustration on some of the mechanics, but just overall, I think Prophecy is a more unique experience and personally a lot more fun. I don't know. I'm biased on dungeons because I love the things, but I think I like it better than Crown.
I'm with you. I'm actually with you. And to hear me say, let's ask Zoe, as far as Zoe, because you've done Crown, I'm assuming a bunch of times, right? How many times have you soloed Crown? Let's put your stats up.
I've never soloed Crown. I've two-handed it once and done it with teams a lot of times.
I love how humble she is when it gets.
I haven't soloed, but I have two-manned.
She's awesome.
Yeah. So we're actually curious, like, where do you rank? I think this is where you're going. Where do you rank like the seasons, especially like because some of the top ones are Opulence. This one's been pretty good. Worthy's near the bottom of the barrel for some people. Where are you ranking this season? Kind of the ranking of seasons, even with the delay potentially now. Where do you see this one stacking up?
I don't know. It's all right. I'm definitely not bored this season. I definitely don't feel like I've run out of things to do. So it's reasonably high up there.
What's your
obviously I prefer seasons where we get raids.
So what is your outside of the big expansions, because those obviously take the cake for a lot of people? What is Opulence potentially your favorite season, or like Forges, or where's your top if you had to rank one?
I liked the Gambit season.
Really?
Expansion. Well,
that is new.
I won a Gambit tournament. So.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's totally fair.
So that was fun for me. It wasn't even just that. We got to all hang out in real life, and they're actually my good friends who I was playing with, and we all went out on nights out and stuff after. It was hella fun for me that season.
So was that the one where, like, I'm trying to remember if that was Gambit or not. I remember like Fallout and Bive shoutcasting something over there that he flew over there for.
Yeah, that's the thing I won.
That was it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I remember watching.
Yeah, it was like a real life tournament. So we went to like little places where they had loads of PCs in front of people watching. That's
really, really cool. I remember that as well. I remember like Fallout was like, hey, do you need a shoutcaster? He's over there in a suit. Him and Bive for shoutcasting. That's really awesome. And then you guys got to hang out afterwards.
I told him I was going to win before, and then after I just walked past and winked, I was like, yeah, see.
Calling her shot, Babe Ruth style over here. Oh, man.
She was talking that talk.
Man, she was strutting it this morning. Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, we didn't lose a game the whole tournament, so I kind of made it unfair, because this was a lot of people from the UK who maybe don't know Life Destiny like I do. I got Benji, who's the world's best invader.
Yep.
Like
I know
me,
him.
who's decent, Mo, who's decent, and then I also got Frank out of Redeem. So we literally like went in private Gambit games and thought of boss killing strats the best way, and literally everything. We had super strats for doing it, so I don't feel like any other team had a chance. It was kind of unfair.
Cakewalk,
man.
Should we have just like when you showed up, just mailed the trophy to you? Like how does this go?
Well, there was some young lads there, and they were all rather cocky about how they were going to win. So it was nice to just sit there smiling, thinking, "Oh, sure."
I don't want to mean this in a bad way, but being a girl in gaming and kicking the crap out of guys a lot, showing like your prowess and stuff, that's got to feel good, right?
Well, I don't flex really in general, but if I go do LFG raids and some guy starts talking to me like shit, I'm like, yo, bitch, look at my raid report.
Talk about it. Talk about
There we go. Just drop that.
Look at my stats.
Drop the report right there. Just drop
Check
that
my
mic.
stats, rookie.
Has anybody really been like to a point be like, hey, I know what I'm doing? Be like, no, I'm running. Have you ever really had to like check somebody that hard?
Yeah, like
before?
has anybody like discounted your ability where you really got to pull up the receipts on them?
I've literally been streaming raid helps and had guys try and take over the raids. I literally am just like, excuse me, hi. You know, like where you came in my stream and asked me to come raid. I didn't ask you to come help me. That's what I'm here doing. Hi.
Talk about it, Zoe.
They just go quiet then for the rest of the raid.
I'm sure. Damn.
Zoe with the strong flex.
I will
Let's
definitely
go.
say I'm sorry to all the ladies out there. There's a lot of, I'm going to just say it because I think we're far enough in. There's a lot of dumbass guys out there. So I apologize for all of the idiots out there because ladies, you are fantastic for putting up with so much in the world. But yeah, sorry, there's even still dumb gamer guys because you'll still beat the crap out of them. They're like, I can do it. And you're like, I can do it with one hand tied behind my back and an eye patch.
I actually like staying quiet. So recently I've been doing a few LFG gardens and I won't like say I'm good or anything. I'll just join the raid. They'll ask for like 30 raid clears and stuff like that. So I'll join and I won't say anything. I'll just play. But I'll quietly be trying the hardest I fucking can to do everything that's so cool. I'll like go do eyes and I can solo them and people don't expect it. So they'll run along with me. I won't give the call out and go boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, and you can just hear them go, eh? I'm like, yeah.
Salute, Lady Zoe out here killing it.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those are the clips you need to post out there and be like, hold on. Let me walk in with my, do you know how many total raids you've done like altogether for D2?
I'm in the top 1,000 for raid clears.
Damn.
I can tell you how many. Let me have a look.
I was like, I'm sure.
I was super close to top 500, but then over the last, like, not this season, obviously, they're going to go back up again.
Yeah.
But over the last few seasons, I haven't been doing that many raid helps because there just wasn't people wanting it that much. Yeah. So we'd only be doing like 3, 4, 5 clears a week max. So I'm 997th in the world, so still top 1,000, but it's 833 full raids.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Super impressive.
I'm going to climb back up now. Now we're doing this again because I'll be doing a lot every day.
I was like 833 raids. Not enough. I got to get more. Not enough. 800
she said she got to get stats up. Yeah, it is.
So what is your end game goal? Say at the end of Lightfall in like 2023, do you want 7777 raids and then ask Bungie for that plaque?
Oh no, I want to go over 1,000. I think I had about 660 something in D1, so I've already beat that.
Oh damn.
So I don't know, just go for over 1,000 now, I suppose.
Well, you're not that far away. It sounds like you'll have that probably now, since all you'll be doing is raid carries for like the next like
I'll probably
2.5
have that
months.
in about a month.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Super impressive. Salute, Lady Zoe out here killing it. Killing it.
The only thing with so it won't make my number go up when I'm doing anarchy helps and stuff because we just checkpoint that and it doesn't count towards full raid clears.
Right.
You've got to do full ones.
Yeah. Well, it's honestly nice. Like, so I will say how this like precedent that they set with the quote featured raids. I know there's like 5 of them, and most of them are going away. But even then, when you have like Last Wish, we'll have Garden of Salvation, and we'll now have Deepstone Crypt going in the future. Even with the old raids, as we keep going in years and stuff like that, they'll vault stuff. Do you like the idea of them occasionally taking, say, Garden, making it also like a featured raid and make it either, unlimited drops and stuff like that so more people run it? Would you like to see them do this stuff in the future, even though there's a lot going to be vaulted, or how would you like to see them handle this stuff going forward?
I don't mind seeing if they do like featured raids and maybe even make like hard modes or something that they bring out again. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Sure.
What about you, Cog? You want to see them feature these things? Oh, well, actually, I forgot Vault's going to be in that mix too come, I don't know, 9 months from now-ish.
That was the other thing that was a little
I can't
sad.
wait for that.
Yeah, that was the one I was looking forward to. September. I had it all lined up. It was September. It was
Vault's not in September. Vault's going to be like 6 months after launch. Just put that in your head.
I know. It's just, look, it's one of those things where I got to get over the pouting stage. I'm still a little bit of pouting. Just sad.
Indeed. Yeah. Just, all right, 8-year-old, go sit in your corner, pout it out.
No, you're going to stop this 8-year-old talk. Listen, that's all. It was just a surprise.
I wanted my game at the right time.
Yeah, that's right. I was just like, damn. You know what? The worst thing as a gamer, listen, when you're a gamer, the worst thing
you can do is finish this sentence
all year, right? And shut up. And everything. You know what I hate is they force, not Bungie. I'm just talking about gaming publishers, right? They have this tendency to put all the biggest releases in like 1 month.
Oh yeah,
and everything just cannibalizes each other. So that's the beauty. The beauty of Destiny was always ahead of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, damn, everything kind of, falls into that whole joint. So it's just like, it just sucks because you want to play these other games and give everything the proper attention that it deserves because they've worked so hard to bring these games out. So unfortunately, what happens is, this is the reason why I'm sad. When you look at history, like look at a game like Titanfall 2.
I know, it got cannibalized.
These are examples of games that, see, it's not about me just pouting just to pout. Sometimes games don't sell well because they're too boxed up next to all these other hitters, and people make tough decisions. So the thing for me is like, I don't ever want it to be a situation now. We got 2 new consoles coming out, right? And people go, well, I can just wait on. See, we're hardcore. We're Destiny. We're going to play. But that's not the everyday gamer. The everyday gamer may say, hey, I'm getting a PlayStation 5. I got to save my money for that. I got to get a Xbox Series X. Or, hey, Halo's out, or this, that, and the other. That's the thing, So I just hope, my hope is that Bungie doesn't get affected financially by people making tough decisions but to not pick it up. That's my only thing because, let me tell you, CD Projekt Red is not a game. Cyberpunk is out there. That's a huge release. People may make tough decisions that are not Destiny. And I just worry. It's winter's coming, man. Winter is coming. This is tough.
Wait, are we in Game of Thrones? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah, it's the Game of Thrones. Which game is going to survive the winter? I'm a little nervous.
Destiny's going to survive, period. It always does.
No, not. This is a unique situation, bro. You have to admit.
Destiny's been going has a hard. How hardcore are you for Destiny, man? You and everybody else who's playing right now, and everybody's getting hooked on raiding because Zoe's taking them all through them. So Zoe's gotten everybody hooked on raids. Raids are fantastic. More people are going to play. Yes, there are going to be other things that pull people here, there, and they may get back into Destiny a little later or jump in, go try something and come back.
Well, let me give you a scenario. Let's just say PlayStation. I know you're right now waiting to see on PlayStation 5. We can admit PlayStation 5 is
might be convinced, but we'll see.
Might be convinced. All right, we're not gonna act like Miles Morales, the Spider-Man franchise, wasn't the most popular selling thing on PlayStation.
It's up there. Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Miles Morales now comes out most likely around launch window with the PlayStation 5.
Feels like
right. Okay, you got that. Who knows what other PlayStation 5 exclusive? These are brand new games.
I'm aware.
Right? That people are excited for a console. Then you have the Series X, right?
Oh, yeah.
People have waited, 4 or 5 years or whatever it is from
some
Halo
good
5 to Infinite.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, is that a shot?
Across the bow, sir.
Wow. Was that a shot? Anyway.
I don't know. PS4 is firing on all freaking cylinders right now, I'll tell you that.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, I just got to mess with you because, King's going to give me crap later. It's totally fine.
I know, that was console. That was a smooth console war right there. So, then you got, like I said, Halo, and who knows what they're going to launch. Again, these are new, shiny games. People have seen Destiny to some extent. Destiny doesn't have, I'm just talking about to the casual, the hardcore we're in.
One quick question. Hey, Zoe, you going to play anything else this fall?
Probably not. Maybe off stream.
Baited question, and no disrespect to Lady Zoe. Come on.
I have actually had 2 friends come back in the last week alone who were old Destiny players wanting to come back and level ready for next season.
See, it's like, I think, honestly, I mean, granted, yeah, the season may be a little long in the tooth just because timing got a little screwed up. But I think the way Season of Arrivals is going, building the narrative, the pyramid ships, the planets are leaving, Vault of Glass nostalgia, is going to pull people. That's going to be later, but that's another ace in the hole that they've got. They've got darkness subclasses. They've got a lot of things coming, and we don't even know everything about it yet. I'm going to potentially know, hopefully next week we know more about Halo finally, but it was like, there are going to be games, and I'm not arguing that. Cyberpunk's probably going to pull at people's time. Halo, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, all these are the ones still, they've come out year after year after year. All these big games have come
out year after year after year after year.
Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us, there are still giant games that have
ever launched at the same month as Come on, chat, y'all got to stop now. I understand this is a Destiny podcast, but we got to stop with the capping now. All right. These are blockbuster games and 2 consoles. And we acted like, it's nothing. Destiny is completely fine.
Destiny's going to be one of those ones people are going to get anyway because they take what they've got and it's something they can jump into on their console already. They're going to be able to play it as it is.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's optimal. I will never say that.
Okay. This is a unique situation.
I haven't said it's optimal. I'm just saying Destiny has survived through every Destiny killer and everything else. Right. So I still think Destiny will survive.
This is not the same. And this is why. We're talking 4 or 5 games. We're not talking one singular Division, one singular Anthem. We're not talking that. This is a unique situation, man. This is critical. You got to pay attention to this, man. Trust me when I tell you. It's not that Destiny's not going to sell it all. Of course it is. All I'm just saying is that we have to be cognizant that these games bring crowds that were not going to buy Destiny anyway. You know what I'm saying? And these are time sink type games that are quality. CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. Like, these are huge games with consoles. We got to see. That's all I'm saying. We just got to see. I don't think it's this slam dunk that we're used to. We're used to going up against one game that's supposed to be new in the genre. And we're like, yeah, we'll see you when it comes out. And then, we're cocky. This is different. I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is Destiny has survived a lot. It's still the one that's holding strong with all the stuff that it's faced. So while there may be some bumps with the November release, it's probably what they had to pick. Right, and I still think in the long run, you may play through Cyberpunk, but then you will still come back to Destiny.
Of course.
Because they want to jump back in Zoe's raid streams. So she's good. By that point, she will have 2-man Deepstone Crypt. She will have taken out the new dungeon multiple times, and now she's going to say, all right, my backpack has got 4 spaces. Hop in.
Yeah. I actually hope the new raid is really hard to loom on. I want everybody to have to do their jobs.
So that's actually fair. That's actually a question, though, because like when you think of stuff, a lot of D1 raids, I think people hold in high regard because you had Relic Runners and Vogue, you had the Sword and Crota, and there's a lot more feeling in, say, Destiny 2 where kind of more people have to be on their game per se. I mean, granted, you're 2-manning it, but the average group doesn't have like the hero sword user and the helpers. Like a lot of people are still using more jobs. Do you like the Crota, one hero person, or do you like more of the feel now where there's more split jobs? Granted, you're far above average, but for most of us casuals who even still try and raid, it does feel like more of a split role. Like if one person drops, it gets to be a big issue pretty quickly.
I'd prefer to teach people what to do than drag them through. So
if
they've got their own job and I can teach them that specific job, that's more fun for me. And I feel like they can go on to do that job again after they've left the raid that they did with me. That's even better.
I like that. It's a good one. What's the hardest raid for you to teach somebody?
Spire.
Oh, I almost could have guessed that one.
Breach.
It's really glitchy at the end as well. So sometimes even when you do it right, it doesn't work. Like you're throwing the balls at the doors and it doesn't, whatever it's called when it arms. That's the word I was thinking of. It doesn't arm it, and you're like, oh my gosh. And like if you've got an experienced team, sometimes you can fix that if you just do it fast enough. But when you try to do teaching raids, it's just like the game's against you and you're trying to help other people. It's hard.
Yeah, I would imagine. Especially Prestige.
I mean, Zoe got me my clear.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, hey, by the way. And she's like, come in. I was like, we got a spot. And like, what was it? 2 runs? It was done. Like, we got lucky. You said it was pretty unglitchy on our run.
Yeah. We had a easy run, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I botched one of them. Like, all right, throw the ball at the hand. And I threw it at not the right hand. I was like, oh, sorry, everybody. That was totally my fault. I screwed up the first one. It would have been 1 run if I wasn't holding a ball. So I screwed it up, actually. I'll take the blame. Second round, though, I threw it at the right hand.
Nice.
Figured it out. But, sorry, back to where we were. We have tangents on this podcast, if you can't tell, Zoe. So when I said it sometimes gets to be a little long, we do.
Oh, you're all good. I still get nervous throwing that ball sometimes, by the way. So don't feel bad.
Okay, good. At least you typically know where you're supposed to throw it. I wasn't even throwing it in the right place. Yours may be like, oh, I kind of missed my actual target. I'm over here throwing at the wall, and the target's over here. So.
Good.
But when we look at the calendar, obviously we got more time for raids. So there's a lot of people that have Moments of Triumph is all the way through November 10th. So there's a lot more time. Raid carries are going to be happening a lot. Your Triumphs, your Seals, you got plenty of time for those. I wanted to ask you guys if you expected Solstice of Heroes to be extended, or because it didn't change. It's still August 11th to September 8th. I don't know if we're going back to the EAZ, but it looks like we got some pretty literally fire armor. Do you guys think this should have been extended, or do you feel like it is what it is and it's just staying there?
What you think, Zoe? You think it's that one was set in place for Solstice?
Who knows? They might even still extend it. They've been known to extend stuff while it's already going. Like they've extended this while it's already happening. So we'll just see what happens. I'm not really a big fan of like the mundane task events like festival and stuff. They're not really what I enjoy doing. Yeah. Like they're alright if you've got a good group of friends and you're having a chat and a laugh while you're doing them, but like most of those tasks are so boring. That's not really what I enjoy about Destiny.
I'm glad you said that, which was my whole point, that some people weren't understanding in reference to having to force extend a season. When you have, fix your face, you. So that's what happens. You have to extend and put content like this that, is mundane and you kind of got to do it. It just sucks because they're in that position, based on, the world events, kind of thing. And like I say, you just hope people stick around.
I actually don't mind dry times though sometimes, because that's when I start doing things like challenges. Like towards the end of last season, there wasn't that much to do. That's how I ended up getting a 30-minute
and thank you.
Yeah, but no disrespect to Lady Zoe, because she's amazing and she's hardcore. But the rest of the world, when Destiny's not good, plays other games. And that's what no one's understanding in the chat, because the chat's coming for me, is that people go play other things.
If you ever read a post that's not within the Destiny community about Destiny, like a different, like a games company's post or something, people hate Destiny who are not in the Destiny community. They're like, that shit game, what do you play that for?
It's like, I tried it like back in when D2 started. I fell off. I haven't tried it again. It's like there's so many people that don't, but the ones who do are hardcore. So I think like for what player base we have now, one thing I am hopefully, words are fun. When it comes to the fall, I say fall, now it's not quite winter, but it's closer. The new light experience. They said they're looking to change and kind of revamp that. Cosmodrome's coming back in Beyond Light specifically for new light players, mostly is where that's going to be for. Like you might be able to go experience the first mission, but Cosmodrome is not going to be like fully fleshed out until season 13, they said. I'm hoping actually that's one of those things that helps people who are like, well, I can't buy this right now, but hey, Destiny's free over here. And if they can make that experience a little more inviting to some people, those are ones that might stick with it a little more and get some new people. Because I've heard, we've talked to enough people, Jarv as well, it was just like, New Light's rough. New Light is just chaos.
Yeah. No, I agree. They've intimated that they are making some changes to it to try to, make it a little bit more inviting for new players. And yeah, they've got that. That's going to be key for them coming into marketing, with the whole, Beyond Light season. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust to get to onboard people, right? To onboard people who haven't played in a while and to jump in. So I'm curious.
Are you ready to adorn your mask though and run into the haunted forest once again?
I'll ask so.
Zoe, I was like, I know you just said it, but it's like,
today.
I was like, do you think we're going back in the? So I guess what do you expect for Festival of Lost? That's a better question. Do you expect it to be masks and I can't remember if it was candy or not, but like masks in the haunted forest, or do you expect anything else?
I expect my mods will probably make me do it sometimes, and other than that, I won't do it.
You sound so thrilled, Zoe.
You're like, I could be
It's
raiding
just,
right now. God.
I don't know. It's just not that enjoyable to me, like going to like 20 vendors to collect this off that one and then this off that one and then do something and take it to this other one. I'm like, lots of flying around, thanks.
Yeah. Well, at least you're on PC. The flying around is quicker. Console people are like, I'm done.
Yeah.
New consoles though, the flying's gonna be nice and quick.
What did you do? What did you do today on gaming? Oh, I flew around a lot, passing this thing to that person and then back to that person. And I did a bounty where I had to kill 10 ads and then hand it in.
Wait, were you playing UPS Simulator?
No.
Or Death Stranding?
Death Stranding. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I completely relate to it. What Zoe's talking about. And it's just, again, I've always looked at it as a filler event.
Yeah.
It's never been, historically in Destiny's history, it's never been one of my favorite events.
We've got mummified rewards, though. Mummified rewards.
Mummified rewards. Woo.
Coming
in hot.
Mummy.
Mummified reward. Wow. Yeah.
If they brought out cool like ornaments and stuff, maybe that made me want to put those things on my gun, I'd be more incented to do it. Yeah. But then they usually put them on for Bright Dust too, and I got crap loads of that, so I'm just like, I'll just buy it, don't have to do anything. Cool.
I always try and hover around like 50k Bright Dust. I'm like always scared to spend too much. Yeah, I'm about there, and I'm like, I don't want to get too. I get down to like I buy something for like 3k, and it's like an emote or a ship, and I'm down to like 47. I'm like, gotta do these repeatable bounties. I gotta get back up there.
Yeah, out of control.
So much stuff comes through for Bright Dust. I haven't spent much on silver. Sorry, Bungie. Love your game. Just don't buy that much silver because I haven't had to. Most things eventually I see I can
come back around.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't buy like every Eververse set for every character every time. I don't do that. And the nice thing is now it's in the dungeon, so you can just go earn it, which is even better.
Absolutely.
Though we know
I only use Bright Dust. Sometimes if something cool comes out that chat really wants me to have, they'll send me silver because you can do that on Steam.
Man,
I've had some things with silver, but
the community,
Bright Dust.
The community of lovelies there helping you out. But yeah, honestly, for me, I'm with you guys. Festival of Lost I have very low expectations for it because in the first place, it's going to be the Halloween event. And right now, during that window, they're doing nothing but Beyond Light stuff.
Yeah,
they're going to be like, okay, Haunted Forest, here's a couple candy bars, here's the auto rifle that looks like it glows again. Here you go. We're working on this. And honestly, I'm okay with that because, yeah, it's a little extra something to do, but Beyond Light's the big one. Beyond Light is their major...
they have to nail that.
Yeah, it's their major moment. I mean, we've had our issues with like weaponry issues that we've talked about. We've got like 4 planets are going away. We're losing the 5 raids that people are working on. The game's going through some big changes. We get new subclasses, we get a new planet, but there's some big changes. So I want that to be nailed. So yeah, Festival of Lost, I'm like, yeah, it's just going to be Halloween. It's fine. Just lets me play something else then, probably. I did want to ask you guys though. We know some activities they're going to have increased valor. They're going to have infamy. There are going to be some Iron Banner events between September and November. But they have one other thing. It says increased redacted. I wondered what you guys thought that could be. Any ideas, Zoe? You can see if you got any ideas on this one first.
I don't really know.
I gotta guess. I'm gonna say. I was thinking trials.
What, like tokens or rewards or something, or
something? I mean, because it's like, what other real event is there if it's redacted? I mean, well, they could have said trials.
I mean, you could be like increased. I was wondering, like somebody I think in my chat said like increased exotic drop rate or increased material farming, or something along those lines, I guess, maybe. I mean, I don't have a ton of ideas either. Yeah,
it's just interesting that they chose to redact that as if,
it's special.
Special, spoiling something, Yeah, I'm very interested because Valor makes sense. Obviously, Infamy makes sense. The vibe I was thinking was, another recently added pinnacle activity. And the only thing I can think, well, Valor is Crucible, but
Well,
I
like
don't know.
increased trials, token drops, or
Yeah, I don't know
just
why I was
in
thinking
that
that.
realm. I mean, that was like the other one. It's either like Nightfall stuff, which they're gonna have Grandmaster
Right.
coming up anyway, which starts next week.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have longer to work on Conqueror, which I will say that's one positive thing since we get like 6 more weeks. I wonder how they
Yeah.
do the Grandmaster Nightfalls because before it was
Yeah.
6 or 7 weeks or something. And the last couple weeks you could pick all of them to like work through if you wanted to try and go for the title.
Yeah.
You're gonna have so long to up that season pass, like to get up to
Right.
1080 or whatever, or
Right.
however high you need to get. Like Grandmaster and Conquer hopefully is more attainable for a lot of people this season because they have more time to go for it.
Right. Actually, Justin made a good point, which is I'm leaning his way, which is he said it may have something to do with things towards the end of the season because you don't redact something unless you want to spoil it. So clearly something towards the end of the season that was planned that they don't want to tell us that maybe, like, put it this way. Remember how, like, when we did Season of Dawn, right? And towards the end, the Imperium Foundation came out, and then we had the Fractal line.
Yep.
So you can't say season of increased Fractal line at the beginning of the joint because then you spoil, what's that about kind of thing. So yeah, it's possibly, some build up activity.
Maybe a community event could fill that space. Like they could
That's
do
true.
Like
Yeah.
they
That's what I'm
could
thinking.
do that and not announce it until close to the time. They don't normally announce community events until like literally we find out on the day-ish they're happening.
Yes. You nailed it.
Increased like public event contact blooms or
Yeah.
who knows? Like I will say if they're gonna do anything else Gambit related, which I don't mind the moats per se, but between the dungeon and the public event, the delay in picking those things up, it's worse, I think, in the dungeon. But I kill a guy, I'll watch the moats come up and go down, and they're still not mine, and then I got to run around and pick them up. So the moats themselves, I would love them to fix the networking on those. It's always a little annoying.
Shout out, it's Witch Queen Cognito who made the name just for me.
Yeah, seriously, like is that your better half over there?
Clearly,
Savathun Incognito.
Yes, there's an emblem for end of season event in collection.
Oh,
so there we go.
I didn't spot that one yet.
Didn't spot that either. Good observation.
Do 70 million contact public events? No.
Oh no.
Well, it is. I always wonder if they're going to do anything with that code because it says a pyramid scale when the ship arrives. I always wonder if there's the pyramid ships want something in perfect balance. If they ever want us to work towards something like that, I don't know. It'd be a fun way to toy with the words, but
that'd be funny. That'd be fun.
But that's kind of the only major question mark stuff that we had for increased redacted. I mean, Iron Banner is going to be in there like once every 3 weeks, probably. It's going to be a continuous thing.
Yep.
And outside of that, we know Nightfall, Grandmaster, and everything's it's getting a little bit of a change for awards. So higher chances at exotic armor, shards, and stuff like that at the tiers that Platinum, Gold, Silver that you finish Grandmaster. I just think more people have a chance to do it because to get up to the level that you're going for, be it like 1075 or something, wants you to grind for pin. This is going to be the highest level I think people have ever been going into a future season because they have so much time to grind for even just like your +1 pinnacles from your like strikes and crucible matches and stuff. You got enough time, you can still probably get up to like max power level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. People are going to be very beefy at the end of this season before they get knocked back down.
Titans walk around and be like, dude, I got to go on a diet.
Yep. Oh yeah, people going to be chunky.
But yeah, for the rest of this one, it actually started like really big. Be like, all right, big delay. Festival of the Lost is coming. Solstice of Heroes, we still don't know as much about because it's still about a month away. So we'll get a little bit as we go. But outside of that, there was apparently a fix with like the Contenders shell where people were like farming stuff. So they deactivated that and then some patch notes. But overall, the big news was the delay and then kind of the adjustment to the calendar. So that's most of what happened this week.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty much. I mean, the big thing was them getting in front of the announcement, being transparent in that respect. So look, they were adjusted. They're adjusted on the fly. This is a new world, new Bungie, and like I said before, I think it's just one of those things where, if they were under Activision, they would not have been allowed to do this. They would have been kind of forced to be on the assembly line. And I never mentioned this. I was supposed to mention this last podcast. And Zoe, did you guys catch Marty O'Donnell making a recent interview about
I've seen pieces here and there. Yeah.
about his time and stuff like that, and how he was like so happy. Eventually, you can tell he's a little better still, little better. But salute to Marty. He's a legend, but he's definitely got a little bitterness with some of the guys still left at Bungie. But he did say that it was about time that he's so happy that they were separate, because they did feel it was a bad deal when they were with Activision. So it was just interesting. It was really interesting to see his perspective on things, and I just wanted to know if you had caught that.
Zoe, you seen that yet, or?
No, I didn't see it, but
Mm-hmm.
I prefer them being on their own.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are some rumors also in reference to marketing and Xbox. And hearing that a lot.
Yeah.
Just putting some feelers out there. A lot of stuff I'm hearing. Again, may never want to be along the exclusive content round. They're done with that mostly.
Yeah.
But just as far as marketing, we're hearing some rumblings. So we'll see. Well, obviously Xbox has their big event on 25th, and they said no announcement. 23rd, excuse me, 23rd
Come on,
Thursday.
Xbox.
Mm-hmm. So we're one of those 20s. So they're gonna do the joint, and apparently no no more services announcements. Strictly
just games, right? Yep.
1 hour. So get ready.
Get
ready.
I'm excited. I want to see what they bring, because they've been buying up studios, had those working for some time. I'm curious where. I know some games take a while to build, so it won't be all there, but I'm very excited to see what they have to bring.
Yeah.
Because, hey, Xbox Game Pass, I'll still play them.
Oh, yeah. Ultimate, you're here now. They've added Gold and xCloud in the service now. They made some more customer-friendly moves. So, yeah. Going to be interesting.
I was going to see, have you seen the Xbox's, it's like Xbox Pope or somebody who does all the skins?
Oh, that's my guy. He's amazing. He made an Iron Lord podcast, Series X.
Oh, he did?
Dude,
oh, that's beautiful.
It's like golden. It is. I was like, I want this for real.
You're like, however this has to get made.
Yes. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, he's amazing. I think he did it. What's the latest one you saw that he did?
Oh God, I've seen so many. The Valhalla one was pretty cool because I like the teal with like the darker color. There's so many. There's some really goofy ones too, but I can't remember all of them. But he's just got so many as like they've been. It's a refrigerator but it's just a rectangle, so it's easy to design for. So I like what they're. But I've seen I think the same guy or a couple they did like the Miles Morales like PS5 too. Man, dude, like all these skins that people create. Why are they not selling these things? They should be hiring these people and just be like special editions just everywhere. It's just like slap the 2 cosmetic panels on it, go.
Some of these artists are fantastic, outstanding.
So I wanted
to get a Destiny console.
Do what?
Did we ever get another Destiny console?
It seems farther because they're less exclusive, so I don't know. Depends. I see less of it, honestly, because they were paired up with Activision with Sony, and that kind of had that. They had the white PS4 and stuff like that. So I mean, I remember those, but I think it's been too long, and I think they're more universal to everybody. To do a console specific tie would be interesting. But for Zoe, I wanted to ask you, when it comes to like all the different stuff we've done, we've had like the Whispers, the 0 hours, we've had the dungeons, had the raids. Kind of wanted to go through a couple things. For one of them I can probably guess, but like your top 3 or 4 just like exotic weapons or pieces of armor that you enjoy using, which they may favor Titans, so I definitely want to hear about this one. But I was just kind of curious, your favorite exotics in Destiny, because I mean you live and breathe this game, and I don't know if you like have a steady loadout you use, if you like to mix it up. Just kind of curious your favorites on exotics that you've got.
For Titan, it's definitely Doom matches right now. Like, oh my god, they're insane in PvE and PvP.
So for those who are unknown about the ways of a Titan, what do they do and why are they so good for you?
Well, Titans like punching, and with Doom matches, when you punch stuff, it attaches to any other enemy that's near it and kills them too. So if you 2-punch somebody in Crucible, like if there's even 2 or 3 people stood near them, they'll all die. And if you punch one goblin at guard and boss, the goblins that spawn just in front of the boss, if you punch one, they all die.
Wow. That's brutal.
But we don't need to tell anybody, actually, because don't want them to get nerfed.
Okay. So
We'll
what
keep that
warlock and hunter exotics do you like that we can nerf for them? Any favorites out there?
Transversive for warlocks. I just like the reload function. Never having to reload is amazing.
Transversive is nice. Yeah, I love transversive.
Hunter, I play least. Probably Fidian aspects.
Okay,
Wait.
nice.
No,
Is that the one
Fidian
I'm
is
thinking of?
warlock. That's warlock arms. That's the one with
No.
the snakes.
I'm thinking of the wrong one. I'm so bad with names.
So,
The legs that make tether give you it all back.
Oh.
what's the name? No, I know what she's talking
Now we're
about.
all blanking because none of us
Now
play
we're all
hunter.
blanking.
All the
Hunters.
hunters,
My mind
all the
blanks
hunters
on
in
names.
chat are like, guys, you're killing me here.
Sorry.
That's
What
good.
Orpheus
So good.
rig? Orpheus rig.
Yeah, that's
Orpheus.
it. I know it begin with O. See, I was
Yep.
far away.
Feels bad. No hunter love. Sorry, chat. We got one warlock on 2 titans, and
Like-
here we are skewed not towards the hunters right now. My hunter is my lowest played by time by far as well. So I'm.
You didn't say before this you'd ask me questions about hunters.
Well, I got to keep you on your toes. That's part of the fun.
No
I
hunter
actually
love?
mained hunter for quite a long time, but not recently. I mained it for like second half of Destiny 1 and first half of Destiny Titan.
So why
So you
Titan? So why Titan now? Why'd you switch?
That's what I was about to ask her.
I like to punch things.
Do you do any like
she owns
martial
it.
arts or anything for like real life working out or stuff like that? Or is it just like this is your way to take out your aggression and you're like, I want to punch and I can do it digitally?
No, I don't do anything like that in real life. It's like doing it on Destiny.
That's awesome.
I will say,
That's awesome.
if I had to go check my PvP stats, the amount of people I have punched, which probably is why I'm a Titan, is probably skewed higher than I would guess the average number of people if it was truly just punches. Now, you warlocks shooting all your abilities at our hand, that doesn't count. I'm talking about real man up punches. I've got a feeling
Lord.
my stats are probably higher than the average for sure. But at least I'm on the right class.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You feel overpowered. That's the class to take.
Yeah. Say overpowered?
Yeah, you know that.
I'm literally trying to solo the dungeon right now, and it's the hardest class to do it on.
I like how you use this anecdotal evidence, and then that means everything for Titans so hard. Yes, continue.
Devour is
Here we
honestly
go.
pretty crazy.
No, it's good. It's good. It is.
Warlocks are overpowered if any classes.
Thank you.
What was
I'd
this?
I'd say Warlocks, Titans, and Hunters.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm getting my receipts. Continue.
Yeah.
Continue. The chat is going crazy.
You literally can't die on a Warlock. You literally can't die. Oh, except when you try and jump.
Thank you for that, Zoe. I see. We here now. Now we here.
Come on, dude, you are so trained in the floof game that should not be slowing you down.
No,
I am much better on Warlock jump since trying to use it. The only thing is, if you get that momentum going down, and there's
you're
just
done.
nothing you can do to bring it back. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you're done.
I've been going through the ribbons and falling off just for a second, and it's and I can come back. If you're on that downward trajectory on a Warlock, you may as well just wave up and be like, "See ya."
Yep.
I'd be more impressed seeing somebody survive a bad Warlock jump than most other things in the game.
Thank you. I tell people the descent, fine. Ascent.
It's like they made the normal jump on Hunter, which is just like jumping. They made a super good jump on Titan, and they were like, just make a shitter version of that.
Yep, exactly. I was like, I don't need that.
Well, we gave him a crappy jump, so now we got to make him powerful with well and self-reviving and all these other things that they've had over the years. So yeah, you got to deal with your jump because you can survive the best of all of us.
Well, we just stop it. We just got Well of Radiance in 2. Come on now. You guys have been the bubble champs.
Revive. You were the only class who could revive yourself from death before.
Oh,
Literally,
absolutely.
that's the way people would solo raids before. Be like, "Oh no,
Absolutely.
I've died.
That was
I'm
broken.
okay. Never mind."
That was definitely broke. But we're not going to act like Saint 14 helmet and weapons wasn't a fixture in those raid groups. Come on, weapons are light. Who's got the bubble?
Yeah,
that was huge.
Yeah, everybody wants to have the Titan with you, but you're not putting up big damage numbers. You're like, "Hey, you stand in the back so I can do more damage." That's
I
what the
will say-
Titan's job was. You stay
but that's
here,
how you
so we
clear
do
a
more.
raid. That's literally how you clear a raid. You need the DPS.
Yeah.
Me, I can revive myself in front of 1,000 times in front of Crota. It ain't gonna be nothing. Crota slaps me back and the raid's over. That bubble is key. We need that. Come on now. Come on, Titans. Don't shortchange yourself.
Hunter's over here like, guys.
Shout out to the tethers though. Shout out to the golden guns. We like y'all.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to PvP, like the highest skill people, I usually watch the Hunters because
Hunter.
the dodge, the Wormhouse Crown, the invisibility, it's terrifying when you're on the other side of that. I am.
And the jump and true sight.
Oh,
Let's start exposing some things, Hunters. You true sight Hunters.
Yeah, where's Hollymon so he can carry me to my 7 trials win so I can get my triumph?
Automatic wall hack Hunter. I'm just joking.
Have you done that already, Zoe? The trials wins, or do you do trials? Do you do trials that much? I didn't even ask.
I've got unbroken and flawless title.
Is there anything you're not good at in this game? The answer is no. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's just nope, good at everything.
I played with friends who are very good. So
Nice.
can't take all the credit for those. Also, I'm gonna get the 7 wins for this triumph, but I haven't got them yet. I haven't even tried. It's like really hard to want to go into trials
on PC
right now.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be like if I can get a win on a card, I'll reset it and just be at the bottom of the card until I can get my 7 wins. I'm glad it's 7 wins.
How many other people are going to be doing that?
I know. Hopefully it's just a decent amount of RNG. I need to do it soon before the people start falling out of that pool. Though.
Have you played
definitely
trials?
same.
Have you jumped into trials?
No. I've not.
Yeah,
What's the point though?
figured.
We got flawless title last season, and they didn't even change the name of it. What reason have we got to go into trials this season at all? Same gear, same title.
Yeah, good
And then
point.
that same thing in season
I ain't
12.
going there.
Yeah, good point. They said they would need more time to get that stuff rolling.
Yeah,
All
what
the changes they need to
season
make.
13
They
is
need
the
adept weapons again. Like,
Yes.
and I want the weapons to be overpowered for PvE, so that people have to go play trials for the best PvE weapons, and then I want some of the best PvP weapons. Not all of them, obviously.
Right.
I'd like there to be multiple places to get good stuff.
Right.
But like in general, I want like a really good PvP weapon in a raid, so then that PvP people raids. It's just I like it when the community works like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I like that a lot.
We had it for a while. We're Revoker, Mountaintop, Recluse. Those are the best game. Those are the best guns in the whole game.
They didn't do it the other way around though, right? There's no like super overpowered raid weapon that's good in PvP.
I really want them to do that. I want them to bring back raid perks, and I'm hoping with like whether it be sunsetting or anything else that we get some ultra powerful raid weapons again, because we've been. I think that's one of the reasons. Because you mean every raid that when we started talking about those earlier, you've got Wrath of the Machine, you've got Vogue, and you have weapons that were like. Oh, I can't even Fatebringer. You had Vision of Confluence. You had Vex Mythoclast, which was just busted for a minute. But you also had like the double perks later, and we've always talked like the rewards. I'm hoping they fix that in the fall for raids, because the rewards in D2 have been weak on the raids. They don't stand out.
I agree. I got a question for you though, and Zoe too. Like, do you guys? Obviously, we all talk fondly about weapons in raids in D1, legendary, right?
Yes.
We all agree that there's some exotics weapons in
D2,
that
they're
are great.
Sick.
Right. Shout out 1K Voices, shout out to Anarchy. But my question, do you think, I was just thinking about it right now, the fact that random roles are in the raids, legendaries, may have something to do with the lack of specialty, because if you play a raid and then it's like, okay, you get a kind of terrible, like for example, I did Prophecy, right? And what's the new supposedly Recluse,
Death Adder.
I got horrible rolls. I got 2 runs, horrible rolls on it. Do you think that plays a part into it? Maybe not that we gotta have like curated or stuff like that as everyone getting the same thing, but I don't know. I was going back and forth, and I want to know what you guys think.
I kind of like it. I like the fact that it makes it more replayable, because then you want to go back next week to get the better roll. It kind of brings back that feeling when guns were more rare drops in D1. Like you do Vault of Glass, and there'd be people waiting weeks and weeks to get a Found Verdict, or weeks and weeks to get the Vex Mythoclast. And that's what gets you excited when you finally get it. It's like, yay! Like, we need that excitement.
I think it's a balance of both. Because if you wait, as you said, it was like I was trying to get Fatebringer. It took me like months, probably, or not months, because at some point we got to Carta, but it took me like repetitive weeks to ever just to see it drop. Now it's the only one you ever need when you get it to drop. Now on the other side, for Zoe, she's running raids constantly, getting a new drop every week. That's cool as well. Somewhere in between, I would like the raid drops to be a step above, like better combinations of perks, add an additional perk, like find some way to make the raid gear like stand out from. If I go do a strike and I get a legendary drop and I go do a raid, those should not be on the same level. Exactly. I need like 3 perks, maybe like
I'm with you.
Slightly different scopes with like, hey, you get extra zoom, a little extra rehandling, the best reload speed, and like stuff that isn't going to break it to where it's like, hey, this 600 auto rifle hits for 1,000 damage every bullet. Like nothing like to that level, but like, you know, a reload speed perk that's going to be the fastest because, hey, that's going to be a little better. Better aim assist. And then maybe you can get dynamic sway reduction, Zen moment, and kill clip or some like combinations where you make those, because they got to stand out, because that's, like the random rolls are fine and there are some good ones, but if you know, outlaw kill clip and outlaw kill clip, they're about the same, that doesn't do me as much incentive to get back in there. So my hope is for a step above, both for trials and raids.
Yeah, you're nailing it. That's what I think it is. I think they need to, I'm with Zoe with they can keep the random. I think they have to, though, increase the chances of curated just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like you said the number one thing, though, is they have to like add perk combinations that are unique that normally wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that you have more chances of it. Also, what I like that the season pass does is that you got that extra perk. You know how when you get through the season pass and then you get to that third alternate level? Yes. So now, even if it's not the ideal, you got the hope of something you can switch to. You know what I mean? I love, like, now when you get in the Ikelos weapons, I'm getting, shout out to that shotgun, what is it, last in, last out, or whatever it is.
Oh, you know, the slug. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, bro, that slug is nice. That slug is arc. It's nice. It hits like a truck. Those PvE slugs got buffed like 30%. And, like, I've got Vorpal on it, and so I forgot what else, like auto-loading or something like that. It's really beast in PvE. But I love the fact that you get that extra perk slot. And I would love that as something like that for raids. It would be really, really cool just to add a little flavor, make them a little more special.
Yeah, I think that's where, I think that would be what would set them apart.
Yes, I agree.
Well, I'm trying to think of any, I was trying to ask you, I know we got the one moment about you carrying the couple to their platinum, which that's an awesome story, especially when you said they screamed at the end. That's beautiful. We try and ask our guests like top 3 moments just in the history of Destiny. I'm sure that's one somewhere in there, but what are 2 other like just favorite moments, whether it's been, you know, a certain clear, anything like that, just top other 2 moments for you just in your history of Destiny?
I don't know. It's hard to think of like specific moments. The friends I've made along the way is my favorite.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I've enjoyed my day 1 attempt raids, but some of them have been really stressful. So.
How long do you stick in those day ones? Are you in them for like the 24 hours or?
Yeah, I won't leave. If it's not done, I'm not leaving.
What's the longest you've gone trying to beat one of those? Or do you give up at 24?
Usually stop at 24, but I'll have been awake before that as well, so it's like usually about 30 hours. You can't go to sleep straight after either, because like relax a little bit, wind down. That's not the longest I've streamed though. During Corridors, I did 2 for both over 40 hours, did 90 hours in 1 week.
Holy
wow!
Damn!
12 hours sleep between the
40
2.
hours. How ruined were you on sleep when you were? How close together were those 2?
I had a 12-hour sleep between them. I literally went to sleep, woke up, started again.
Wow.
So okay, 40 hours, 12 sleeping, 40 hours. Did you sleep for like 24 after that, or?
No, I slept for like about 5 hours and then got back up because like it was about to get finished and I didn't want to miss it finishing.
Oh my god!
So I did about 10 hours. It was over 90 hours that week. 10 hours that time, and then I went to sleep for about 15 hours after that.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah,
40
that's hardcore.
How do you
even Glad went and got in bed and went to sleep, and I was still there. I was like, I'm going longer than you.
So what is the secret to like those? Because I mean, some people do like 24-hour streams. 28, 40 is a new number because that's awesome. How do you manage that long of a stream? Like, what is the secret to long-term streaming? Because the average will do like 4, 5, 6 hours. Call it.
Food over energy drinks. Don't use energy drinks at the start. You can use them. I generally go for sugar-free ones because you don't want a sugar crash. If you have the super sweet energy drinks, you can have a sugar crash and feel twice as tired as you would anyway.
Yeah.
It was a super low energy kind of thing corridor, so it was just taking screenshots and transcribing them into a spreadsheet. So it wasn't like I was having to super concentrate. That'd be a lot harder to do if you were like literally using time.
I was gonna say, would that almost like lull you? I mean, did you almost ever fall asleep on stream at any point if you were just like waiting on your next screenshot, just like click?
I was like getting to the point where I could barely talk, but not actually.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm really weird when it comes to like if I'm like I wouldn't even go to sleep straight after. I'd usually need like a bit of time to wind down. So.
Oh, that's it. That's hardcore. Shout out to your chat, bro. A lot of people say, "Hey, that's how they found you." A lot of people say that in the chat right now, bro.
That actually reminded me of one of my favorite moments. I helped Jez and his friends, 5 people who had never done Crown. The first week when it came out, I'd only done it twice myself, and I helped them get their clear.
Nice.
So that was one of my favorite things I've done.
Was that like the Jez, that guy?
Yeah. He put out a video, of recording of it and all the funny parts and stuff.
Nice.
I didn't know he was going to do this, but he actually like put my Twitch at the start of it and it underneath. I got like 3K follows in a week.
Wow,
that's fantastic.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And that's
those are moments.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of the final thing I wanted to bring up for you. You like from the questions we asked you before, you mentioned it multiple times, and obviously stuff like that. Just we talk about the community sometimes as well as just like a unique piece to this whole game that we're in. And it sounds like that's the biggest piece for you. So it's like, have there been any like community moments for you with yours? Any crazy things that have gone off? Like I've seen people get like crazy sub trains, or as you said, 3,000 followers from a video. Like any big community moments that just make you. I mean, you're already like locked into the community, but there's just like cemented to be like, this is like my favorite place to be.
They do that all the time. I don't really think that's anything to do. Like I've had some crazy sub moments, but I wouldn't say they made me feel more part of the community. When that time I was just saying about when Glad fell asleep, his community came over to my chat and we went on over a 500 sub train. That was insane and made me cry and stuff. But like the community makes me feel part of it just by being my friend, not really by giving me anything.
That's awesome. Like,
awesome.
Yeah, it's I mean. Cognito and I literally met because of this game because we're crazy and we went to Guardian Con and stuff, and I've
made better friends through this game than I've ever met in real life. Where I've recently moved, so I'm much happier where I am now. But where I used to live, I didn't feel like anybody where I lived thought the same as me. It was a very different type of area, and I felt like I finally found people who are who think the same and who I can get on with. Like my community is not just people who watch my stream. They're also people who could call me at 2 o'clock in the morning if they were having a problem. Like they're all my actual friends.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, and that's the thing about Destiny, which makes it so special. It's just one of those things that you can't discount. This community, the friendships that are made, the connections. You meet people, and it's just something about this game. That's that hook. It is the friend game on a lot of levels. It truly is. And just the cooperative stuff, challenging stuff, and just, being able to take those friendships on and grow them from outside of Destiny as well.
And then meeting those people in real life and getting to hang out with them too. I've been to the last 3 Guardian cons and they were all amazing. Nice.
Oh, you were at the one last year? 20? Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, we were there. Like, man, what Rosen Shingle Creek.
Yeah. So there was a huge party the day before Guardian started. Con started at a pub that everybody went to. Like Glad and all that were there. Me and Tamsin and all that were there. That was my birthday party.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! That's what's up.
That's awesome. Nice. I think I ended up going to, was it a karaoke bar?
Yeah, we went to a karaoke bar. I'm gonna say Fallout.
Yeah,
Mylan
Fallout and
was there.
Pino, and yeah, there were some out there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We missed the birthday party invite, but now we're gonna have to give you a happy
missed it
birthday.
too. I went up to Chevy and I said to him, "Oh, all you were drinking shots without me." About an hour later, I had to put myself in an Uber back to our apartment.
That's okay.
Oh,
in fairness, I saw Glad probably a few too many shots in as well at one of the nights.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, after my birthday
Shout out to
party was the night he wet himself. So.
Didn't know that one. Dropping
That's
the
all
nuggets
over
right
Twitter.
here.
It's all over Twitter. Like there was pictures of him in bed. He was in.
I think I remember the bed. I didn't know he did that. Though. I remember like just him sleeping. It looked like ridiculously cozy and like some like red pajamas or something. I think or something.
I'm done.
Yeah, it was all over Twitter.
Shout out to Glad dude. That's the whole.
We gotta get him on here
He's
at some
amazing.
point.
He is amazing. He's just a normal, nice guy, honestly, and he can party harder than most people.
Yes.
Yeah. That keto diet's paying off well because that man can apparently drink with the best of them. So
yeah, absolutely. Learn more every day.
Now Guardian Con though, I think I haven't gone to like because I mean Cognito's been to like E3s and stuff like that. So he said those Guardian Con's like my first real like coming together over one thing convention major that I've really ever done. I did it in 16 when I met you, and then 19 was the big one at Rose and Shingle Creek. If hopefully, cross our fingers, we get our act together over here next year, hopefully when we get to do that, especially doing the podcast, having awesome people like you, I cannot
wait.
I'm going to go broke buying people drinks or just honestly shaking hands and saying, hopefully we can shake hands. But like seriously, so many amazing people in this community that I'm going to spend 2 days just saying hello and talking to people just to say, hey, I can't. And that's so amazing for people that we meet online. And we're so excited to just do that.
Absolutely.
It's like something you never experience anywhere else because you're never going to have that many friends in one place at the same time. It's like I literally feel like I've got 200 friends in one place and we all go partying together. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like it's like a fraternity. It's so cool. And then like now like what he said is just like doing the last word, getting a little bit of growth and stuff like that. And now having, you guys on now putting the face to the name and that like the connection now and then you meet them in real life and you're like, okay. And I think that was what I was looking forward to the most this year because a lot of people, because I'll be like, I'm still fairly like, he knows more than me, as far as people in the community, you know what I mean? I'm still getting ingratiated with a lot of people.
You meet people you don't know online already too. That's what's really funny. So I actually met 2 of my closest friends now at the first Guardian Con I went to, and I didn't know them online before that. So I met them in real life at the convention, and then now I've been friends with them online for years.
Awesome.
Yeah, this guy and I handed each other business cards 3 years later. We're still doing a crazy podcast. So
yeah, man, 2016. That's literally how it went down. It's literally the birth.
Were you at that Guardian Con, the one with the tournament?
Yes.
What? Oh,
yep.
Yeah. That's the first one I went to.
Yep. 2016. I missed 17 and 18, then we did 19 as the return.
I did 2016. I went 2017 solo, and then because 2017 that's when I met Cactus. That's when I met Cactus for the first time, and then 2019, 2018 I skipped with you as well, and then 2019 we went.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't wait to get back. It's gonna be so much fun.
I mean, that's kind of as you said. It's like I've always been one of those people who have a very, very small group of friends. Like I'll hang out with like 1 or 2 people, or I have like 2 couples that we hang out with and stuff like that. And that's kind of what you describe now. It's like when we go back, it's like 200 like people that I know, and even more like awesome people. Meeting the Bungie devs was awesome. Meeting, like talking with them for a little bit, and just like so many people you meet, and it's like everybody. I think everybody was like the nicest people I've ever met in the entire convention. It's like such a positive and awesome place, and I don't know. It was a bummer to be missed, but I think next year is going to be so much more special. It could be like 3 days, and it's not going to be long enough next year. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be.
Oh, we usually go for like at least a whole week because we see people before and after the event to do other things like go theme parks or go shopping, just hang out.
Yeah, we did Orlando. My wife and I did the Harry Potter stuff at Orlando for one of the days, and another we just like sat around the pool. But now I'm going to be dragging my wife to meet all these people. Like, who are all these people? I don't know them. I'll be like, you're coming too.
Awesome. Couple of drinks, meet some people. Awesome.
My wife actually had the. Oh, go ahead.
No, she had a great time, right?
She had a great time because she was. It's hilarious. It's like I don't know what it says about me, but honestly, it's a weird story because every time I tell this, I'm always like, it doesn't make me come off in the best light. Like, I love my wife. We have like a great relationship. We do. But I was like, between her with like work and the dogs and just like whether, we're both cancer, so we can never decide anything anyway. But it was me at the convention for like 2 days. And she was just like, she wasn't at home, no dogs, no work, no nothing. And she was just like, she woke up, got a nice little breakfast. I'd have breakfast with her. And then she'd be by the pool, go order a couple drinks, go have some sushi. She felt like so relaxed. She's like, it was one of the best like vacations she's ever had because she had to care literally about nothing, and including me, which is always the bad joke. But it's just like she enjoyed just like the chill place at Rose and Shingle Creek out there. And then I'd like try and grab her for dinner and stuff like that because she's not into it and everything. But yeah, it's like if I could ever get her into it, but I don't think I could ever turn her into a gamer at this point in her life.
I think you have to explain like the hotel though, why it would have been so good because it's not just a normal average hotel. It's a fucking mansion with a convention center on the side.
Listen, Zoe, I call it the Leviathan.
It's fucking huge. I mean, it doesn't end, and then it goes underneath and up as well. Like we didn't even see half of it. There was a whole other side that we were in.
There was like the TennoCon, and there were 2 other like conventions we weren't even part of.
Conventions going on. Like this thing, like you literally do not have to leave this estate. Like it is humongous for anyone in the chat who is not going to GCX. Rosen Shingle Creek is the Leviathan of hotels. Like it's the all-inclusive everything. They have a golf course on this thing as well.
There's even alligators guarding it.
Yeah, there's a moat.
Yeah, there's a moat. There's a steakhouse down the walkway. You got like the sushi bar. Some amazing burgers, by the way. I know that's like those were solid burgers. The bar was right there, Mexican restaurant. All like Eat Alley at the convention down there. The buffet, like. Multiple pools. I mean, that was
outside seating areas with rocking chairs.
Yes.
Did you stay at the hotel, or were you like? Did you do like an Airbnb with friends or something like that?
We had an apartment across the road.
Okay.
So we were literally, but it was so hot during the day. We'd get a taxi over from across the road because there was that big drive and walking up there. You'd be sweating by the time you got. That's a
long drive. Yeah, that's not even remotely close to a road.
I'd walk home on a night because it was literally not even a 10-minute walk. But it was too hot during the day to walk. We'd get taxis during the day and walk on a night. It was funny.
Oh, when my wife and I were in Orlando, we made it to about noon or 1 o'clock, and we had seen the 2 Harry Potter sections of the park. We both kind of looked at each other and were like, "You done?" Yeah. There's a swamp going on in all my clothes right now, so we got to get out of here. So.
Yeah.
It's so weird being in Florida for me as an English person. It's very strange that you go inside to get cold and outside to get warm.
Yes, yeah.
It's like it's not the way it is here.
Because you guys don't have air conditioner. Typically, most of you don't, right?
No, we don't have air conditioner at all. Like maybe some stores like have a big fan on your way in or something, but that's about it, really.
No, like I said, I tell the chat. I mean. Guys, if you're a Destiny fan, it is one of the most fun experiences. And then the cool part about it is just it's so big, the randomness. Like you could be going from one location. Oh, there's Dado. Oh, there's Deej. There, like you're literally seeing everyone, and it's just huge, and everybody's Destinied out. It's just so much fun. Like I cannot describe it. Too.
You can talk to all the people who stream who you think are this person or that person. You walk up to them and have a normal conversation.
Normal conversation.
Normal people. All your favorite streamers are literally just normal people. They'll have a drink with you. They'll hang out.
Yes. The coolest thing. Like shout out. Remember Pinno? We were talking to Pinno from from Bungie, from Bungie, the natural conversation, the big show comes by, more the voice actress.
Huge, by the
he's
way.
huge. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's like 6'7". I was like,
he's got some height on Crystal. I know you're talking that 6'8" talk, but
sorry,
big
6'8".
show might be there. But it's just so cool, and like one of the coolest things I ever shot. I have my like GoPro camera, and in the course of about 20 minutes of just walking around with this thing, I literally bump into like some of my favorite content creators. Like, oh, there's Bife. Oh, there's Fallout. There, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just nonstop. And then the cosplays and the fun. Like it doesn't get more fun than this. It's one of the best. I'll actually put the link. Try to put the link in there just to give you guys a feel. A small little. I even meet E. I meet up with E on this thing. Yes, he was late, but that's another way. We ain't gonna get into that.
I was late. It was that crap day I was trying to check in or something. Was that
yeah,
first?
I think you had like a bad check-in or something.
Well, I got there like the day before it started, but I didn't get to the resort before like pre-check-in. So I had to like wait in the check-in line, turn back around, go wait in the big line. Yeah, I was later. So
yeah, it's so much fun. And like I said, you as a Destiny fan, you owe it to yourself to at least go to one GCX. You have to go to one.
Yeah, if you follow people in the community, if you've been playing the game, you got friends that go, worth every penny. It's so good. And the resort, even if you like, hey, the convention's kind of over, go hang out in the pool, go eat at the cool restaurants, go hang out in the bar. Like, it's just amazing resort vacation anyway. And then awesome Destiny people too. It's like just everything perfectly combined.
Chat, I put that GoPro video I was talking about. E's on there. I'm on there. A couple fun people on there. Check it out if you get a chance. Just if you guys have never been, it's something. It's really fun. It's really cool. Shout out to Gathalion. Shout out to Broman. Shout out to Lupo. All those. I mean, everybody who's responsible. St. Jude. It's just it's gamers and Destiny paradise.
Yeah.
On the Hotel Leviathan. Check that out.
Well, that's about all I got. I know we're wrapping up right here at 2 hours, so I want to respect Zoe's time because she's got a stream that's going to wait on her because she got backpack space and she's got to get people in there. So. Zoe, I just wanted to give you a chance first to say thank you very much for coming on. It was an absolute blast having you here this morning. And I just wanted to give you a chance to kind of say your outro, where people can find you, what you'll be doing, obviously raiding for the next 3 months. No, I'm just kidding. But what you got coming up?
Pretty much lots of raid helps. I've soloed Prophecy, but I haven't solo flawlessed it yet, so I've got that to do.
Nice.
Wait till the raid helps die down a little bit. Find me on Twitch at Zoe_, Twitter on Zoe_TTV.
Nice.
Well, Cognito.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, again, salute to Zoe for coming through. Love to hear the stories. Love to hear. First of all, salute to her gaming prowess.
Seriously, putting others to shame. Man, that's so good.
Like, I love to hear the flex. Like, I like how she's like, I just stay quiet. And just knock out, do everything, just have them in awe. You know what I'm saying? I love hearing stuff like that and salute. And it's always good to have, you on the platform and stuff like that, telling your stories and stuff like that. So salute to you for coming through. Really appreciate, you spending your time with us. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, you already know me at Lord Cognito on Twitter. You already know every Sunday is the Lord's Day, 1 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch. Check us out, man. We're gonna be doing Xbox Showcase, Game Showcase prediction panel. So we have a big one.
Next week is the follow-up.
Yeah, we do the prediction and then we do the aftermath.
Yeah.
We do a prediction, then we do a live reaction, and then we do an aftermath. So it's a busy week of gaming. So we'll talk about that. Big panel will most likely have Ainsley Bowden from Seasoned Gaming. Huge gamer. This guy is big in the community, knows his stuff, super knowledgeable, passionate. We'll also have Tim Dog, resident Xbox aficionado, and one of the up-and-comers, Incepted Ghost. He's a big Xbox guy as well. So we kind of do like a little Xbox panel. We do these little pre-show things. Unfortunately, there's no E3 because normally we'd have like a PlayStation show, an Xbox show, and a Switch show, but no E3. So you just got to kind of scatter it around. So check us out Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Lord Cognito on Twitter, lordsofgaming.net. Salute, man. Please, I appreciate all the support for the writers. It really means a lot to us. And getting the content out to you guys, and you guys clicking on the articles on the website, and that last word, you gotta be here for that. That campfire talk, but E doing intros now.
What?
Woo!
I gotta try and live up to the reputation of Cognito's intros. That was the first one. A little rough, but I'll work on it. I'll see. But I gotta take the pressure off this man. He sets a pretty high standard for intros, so we gotta make sure it's done properly. But before we go, guys, make sure you guys hang out once we wrap up the podcast. I want to go raid OB Katie Cat. She is working hard this morning. She's streaming, so want to send the love over there to her. So definitely hang out in chat. I'll send you guys over there so you can blow up her chat. But yeah, thank you very much, Zoe. Thank you for 1 for getting me through Spire, because that was fantastic. 2, please continue to flex on people and occasionally try and just like not finish a raid or an encounter just so you can flex on the damage numbers too. Drop some screenshots up there. Just so we can. You'd be like, oh no, we failed the encounter. Huh, I have all the damage. It's so weird.
I've definitely never thought that while I was watching.
Oh, you so have to do that. Please do that at some point. Like somebody's talking smack and you just go in there and be like, well, I got like 90% of the damage. Where you at? That would be so beautiful. But yeah, so thank you very much. And then Zoe, like when we wrap up, we always try and say the last word together. Don't wait on me. As soon as I give this little pause, it's going to be up to you. So, well, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been episode 112, July 17th. This has been amazing. Zoe, thank you for coming. And for this episode, it has been the last word.
Last word.